All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. The binders of the elders, apostle of great millstone, who taught me this truth and rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to Icon out there. Scattered abroad to the four corners of the earth. That's serving the truth and not true sincerity. So I say Shalom. This is Abundant Abala, come to another video in the spirit. And the topic of this video is going to be about how to show that the Lord's chosen people, the Israelites, were a dark-skinned people. Okay? So I'm first, let me grab this. This is Psalms 147 and 19. It says, He sheweth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. Con. So the Lord only gave he only made a covenant with Israel, which are the Israelites. Okay? So we are the Lord's chosen people. And how to prove that the Lord's chosen people was a dark-skinned nation, I'm about to get in the scripture to show that, because you got those rats in our land right now who's trying to claim to be the people. But when you go to the scriptures, it's not linking up. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm gonna grab this. This is Job 30 and 30. It says, My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burnt with heat. Okay? And this is Job speaking. And Job was considered to be what? Servant of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, if you know the story of Job, you know, basically Job was he found favor in the sight of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay? So he allowed Job to get tested by Satan. Because Satan works for the Most High. He works for Yahweh. Okay? He's a servant of the Lord. So Satan is not his own. He's not out here doing his own thing. Everything that is being done from Satan is through Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. He gives him the authority to be able to do it. So the Lord gave Satan authority to basically bring hell on Job, to see if Job was going to basically curse him. But Job didn't. Okay? So Job was a servant of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Then when you go into the scriptures and you read a script like this, that's telling you that Job was what? He was a dark-skinned man. Okay? Let me come over here. This is Exodus 4 and 6. It says, And the Lord said furthermore unto him, Put now thy hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. So, this right here is going to be a cut. Because if he put his hand in his bosom and took it out, and it was leprous as snow, what was his color before he did that? Okay? And when you go into leprous, it's basically a disease which turns your skin from a darker complexion to basically it says that snow. And what is snow? White. So it basically turns your skin white. So if he put his hand in his bosom and he took it out and his hand came out as snow, that means his hand came out white. So what was his color before that? Which is brown. I don't want to say black, which is brown, because we're all shades of brown. Because what did the Lord do? The Lord created us from the ground, from the soil. And what color is the soil? The soil is a dark shade brown. So I'm going to continue to read. He says, And he said, Put thy hand into thy bosom. And again, and he put his hand into his bosom again and plucked it out of his bosom, and behold, it was turned again as his other flesh. And what was the color of his other flesh? Which was brown. Because I just brought up the scripture in Job, just to back up. I'm gonna grab another account. This is Acts 21 and 37. It says, And as Paul was to be led into the castle, and he said unto the chief captain, may I speak unto thee? Who said, canst thou speak Greek? Art not thou that Egyptian, which before these days made us an uproar and led us out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers? And why did they call Paul the Egyptian? Because what? Because of his skin complexion. Because he looked like the Egyptian. That's why when we was able to live amongst the Egyptians, even we ended up being in captivity, but we was able to live amongst the Egyptians because what? We was the same complexion as them. And also when when later down the timeline, when we fled into Africa, we was able to what? We was able to blend in because we were all the shades of brown. But you can see that we're not the same color as actual Africans. Africans are a little bit darker. You know, they black for real. But what? Basically, we was able to blend in with these other nations of people of different shades of brown because what? We were brown skinned ourselves. Now, if you go back in the history, what was the mark of Cain? The mark of Cain was leprosy. That's why he said this is too much from the bear, because everybody would be able to identify who he was. And same thing today. When you go into the scriptures and they talk about the wicked and who the wicked is and who they come from, they all stem from Esau, Edom. And how we know that? Because Esau came out different from Jacob. Matter of fact, let me grab that. This is Genesis 25. And I'm going to start at 23. It says, and the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like in a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Okay. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him Con. So it said he first came out red all over like in a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Okay. So why did they put that in here? Because that was something different. He came out a whole different color that his mother and father were. Okay, he came out red. And why do they say that? Because he came out white. And you can see his blood through his skin. So who in today's time, who does that identify as? That was identified as your so-called Caucasians out here. Okay, they're the ones who basically, when they get mad, they turn red. When they get drunk, they turn red. They get happy, they turn red. So let me grab this just to further back up the point. This is Amos 3:1. It says, hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore will I punish you for your iniquities. Who's being punished right now? Who's catching the most hell right now on the planet today? Is it the so-called white man? No, they're prospering. As the scriptures say that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who is that? Who has complete rulership over the earth? The so-called white man, Esau, Edom. Who's over there living in that land right now? Amalek. Who comes from Edom? They're all Edomites, man. They all come from Esau. They're all Edomites. The so-called white man. So when you read the scriptures and you link up who the Lord's chosen people are, and then you figure out what color they are, something's not adding up. 1 + is not making 2 in this equation. But that's why they don't want us to read. That's why they don't want you to know these things, because once you know these things and you start linking things up, then you start understanding who we are. They know who we are. They tried to hide this from us because what? They understand that once we get this wisdom and knowledge, understand back, we learn who we are, then what? It's the end of them, for one. And then they're going to be exposed. That's why they're being exposed now. That they're not the true people. And then I'm going to grab this. This is Revelation 1:14. It says, his head and his hairs were white like wool, and as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, and if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. And this is a description of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So if the Lord is only come back to save his people, and is he come back to save the people that looks like him? And not just everybody that's a shade of brown, the Israelites. That's who he's come back to save. Because when you go over here to Matthew 1:21, it says, and she shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Yahushai, for he shall save his people from their sins. Who is his people? The nation of Israel. Okay? Who are the dark skinned, who are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? The dark skinned people. He's not coming back to save Esau. He's not coming back to save you Edomites, man. Y'all are his enemy. Y'all put his people into slavery. Y'all put his people into bondage. The Lord not down with that. The Lord come to sing. The Lord is coming to save the weak, the lowly. That's who he's coming to save, man. What do you need to come save Esau for? Y'all, this is y'all world. Y'all on top. Y'all not crying out. We the ones crying out. We the ones who've been in captivity over the captivity or after captivity, man. Us. Like I just brought on Amos 3:1. He only knows us. That's why we're going through what we're going through. But it's going to come a time where the roles are going to be reversed, man. The Lord's going to come back. He's going to save us. And we're going to have our foots on your neck. Like I brought out in Genesis when it said Jacob was holding the heel of Esau, because we're going to pull Esau out of power, man. We're at the end of his kingdom right now. And dark-skinned people that are the Israelites, the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, I'll be the one to do it. So that's pretty much it. Lord willing, this video is edifying. I'm going to close out by giving our praise to Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem Kakadash, Shalom.